Since the war effort, huh?
She got 5 years.
What about family? Couldn't they help?
Well, I don't know that there was any. My father was an American soldier. He got killed before they were married. At least that's what she used to tell me when she came to visit me. Who knows? And she didn't have much to hold on to by the time she was released. They wouldn't even let her have me.
Is she the reason you've always worked in a prison?
I suppose so. I thought I could do some good. Who knows? Make her life a bit more meaningful. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think you've done more than your share.
Oh, for crying out loud. You're supposed to be Prince Charming, not a wharfie.
Yeah? Well, it's pretty hard trying to imagine you as Cinderella. All I keep seeing's the ugly sister.
Listen, if you can't do it with me, you'll never do it with Doreen.
Why don't you ask Griffin? She's got plenty of imagination.
Oh, yeah, sure. How about it, Anne? You want to show Margot here a bit of class?
All right.
Observe. Spot on. Now, that's how it should be done. Come on, try it again.
Kids will reckon he's a real puss.
My brother played Prince Charming once. He was wonderful.
Big deal.
Is that the one you got the letter from?
And he used to call me Cinderella. He said he'd always look after me. I can't wait to see him again.
That might be difficult, wouldn't you say? Especially as that letter told you your family wanted nothing more to do with you.
It's not true.
Why don't you go play with a frayed power cord?
I can easily have you taken out of the pantomime, Bryant. So I'd watch that smart tongue of yours if I were you. And I wouldn't believe everything that Griffin tells you either.
Is everything all right, Miss Bennett?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Fletcher. Although Griffin's still having trouble telling the difference between her lies and reality.
Hey, Anne. You believe what you want to believe. Don't take too much attention about people saying your family dumped you. You want to know something? My family dumped me. You don't see me falling apart.
Thanks, Judy. Oh, listen. I know you haven't got any money, and you'll need some when you escape.
We're not going anywhere, remember?
Well, I was going to give you back that $3. It wasn't mine anyway. Well, I just said I was robbed like everyone else.
You little bitch! It was you!
Lay off.
Lay off? She planted the money on you and you're sticking up for us?
I'm going to go and see Bea now. I want you to look after her and don't push her around.
What's going on?
We got problems. Well, the only reason I can come up with is that she planted that money on me because I turned her down.
What do you mean?
She told me she was gay. Hell, I knew that wasn't true. Well, I should have known then she wasn't all there.
Well, that gives us something to work off.
Like what?
So far, the only time she's gone off the deep end is when she feels she's being bossed around or left out. Well, we can't get her to help us now.
Well, the screws know she's a born liar. They won't believe a thing she tells them.
Oh, it's too risky. But if they thought she was off her rocker, that's something else again. Listen, you better get out of here. I've got some thinking to do.
Gee, I sure hope that Helen's doing better at her end.
So do I, otherwise we're in real strife.
I got a little job, Weasel. Thought you could help me out.
Ooh. Careful, we don't want to burn those talented fingers of yours, do we?
What do you want?
Driver's licenses.
$100 apiece.
Oh, I don't think so, Weasel. This job you're going to do out of the goodness of your heart.
Get nicked.
Because if you don't, I'll be forced to tell the cops about the passport you were working on for Judy Bryant.
Never heard of her.
Oh, and I suppose you've never heard of the $500 she paid you for services not rendered.
Prove it.
Oh, I'll leave that for the pigs. Now, the way I see it, you're still ahead, so you're not being too badly done by. The names and information I want on those licenses.
I only cut 'em out rough, Bea.
I could nick some scissors for later, eh? Oh, use your head, Lizzie. Fletch checks everything. This'll have to do.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, put the cotton and needles in there, too.
Oh, I thought my ticker had gone there for a minute.
Oh.
Right, ladies, pack it in. Scissors.
Oh, over there. Hey, Mrs. Fletcher, I don't mean to, say anything against this new inspector bloke, but don't you think he's carrying his security a bit too far?
Have to get used to it, Smith.
Oh, it's enough to drive you up the wall.
Yeah, not doing that poor Anne much good neither.
You mean Griffin?
Funny you should say that. She's been acting really strange lately.
Yeah. One minute she tells you one thing, the next minute she tells you something else. I don't reckon she's the full quid.
And what about when she said she saw the body in here? If you ask me, I reckon she ought to be in the loony bin.
If she really is crazy, Mrs. Davidson will have her moved, won't she, Fletcher?
If she's sick, we'll find out soon enough, Smith.
Well, I hope you do find out, and soon, because she could be dangerous.
Hey, don't wait for 2 seconds. You're off like a shot.
Why, have you been watching me?
Of course not. We just wonder what happened to you, that's all.
I thought B might want me to smuggle some more material into your cell.
You're still going on about that. We certainly got you hook, line, and sinker, didn't we?
Yes, we certainly did.
I hope Tracy's day release comes through.
Oh, I shouldn't think there'd be any problems, darling. Of course, if I'd resigned earlier, she wouldn't have had to go to Barnhurst, and then you could have seen her more often.
Well, after what's been going on with Wentworth, I think she's better off where she is.
Oh, we're not at home. Vera!
Well, I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I just had to talk to you.
Yes, of course.
Vera,
Bob, I won't stay long.
can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I don't drink.
Well, how about a tea or coffee?
Coffee would be nice, thank you.
Darling?
Lovely, yes.
I've been thinking about you, Meg, and I don't think you should resign. Well, that job means as much to you as it does to me. Well, I mean, what sort of a life will you have without it?
Wonderful, I should think.
Well, what will you do? You've been married before, you've even brought up a son, but you still worked at Wentworth.
Oh, let's see. There'd be a lot of entertaining to do. Trips away, clubs to join, charity work. Oh, yes, and a big house to look after. I'm sorry I can't offer you more, darling.
Meg's not used to that sort of life, and it's hard to make a complete change.
Well, I'm going to give it a good try. Vera, I know you're worried about me, but I'll be fine.
I know we haven't always seen eye to eye on things, but I must admit you know the women better than anyone. And at times, well, they need someone like you around.
Vera, that's very nice.
Well, it's
but
just
there
that you're letting everybody down, that's all.
That sounds a bit like emotional blackmail to me, Vera.
I only want what's best for Meg.
So do I.
Vera, I'm not going to the other side of the world. We'll still be friends.
I know what it's like when people get married. Things change.
Not where friends are concerned.
It won't be the same without you and Jude Dorr. Wish I'd never found that bloody book.
You're going to have B and the others, Lizzie, and by the time you get out, we'll be set up real good.
Yeah, but we were going to do that education program and plan what we were going to do in business.
We can't do anything with Gillespie telling old Davo what to do all the time, and I'm not staying in this rat hole any longer than I have to.
You're not out yet.
Show us where that drain comes out again, B.
Right there, if you don't take the wrong turn.
Yeah, well, I hope Helen gets a truck okay.
That's the easy part. She's got to get to the bank and forward your signature and get the money out first.
Well, when are we going to dump these things down the hole? It's not going to be easy with all them screws on the fence.
Something will come up, which is why we have to be ready for the right moment. And these have to be finished, which they won't be if you keep asking me questions.
B,
What now?
well, if they're going to escape during the panto, how are we going to keep the screws busy all that time? They might find a hole.
We'll make them think they went over the fence.
Yeah. Maybe we could get a ladder and throw a blanket over the barbed wire. That should fix it.
Right.
Yeah?
Well, we're not going to have very long to finish this second lot of costumes.
Well, as soon as we get rid of Griffin.
Shouldn't take too much to show the screws she should be in a padded cell.
Yeah.